Hello, welcome to a podcast about academic pressure. My name is Annie. I am the host, and today I am with my brother.
Chang. I am a senior at Azusa Pacific, or incoming senior.
And I am a freshman that's going to become a sophomore during the fall. So let's start it off. So, have you ever dealt with any academic pressure within your college or high school career?
My whole life. My whole life.
Go more into depth.
All right. Say, in elementary, I
Mhm.
was struggling. I was probably really behind in classes.
With
They actually try
academic.
to they try to put me they try to put me in special ed. They talked to my
Uh-huh.
mom. I remember it's like, no, you can't put my son in special ed. Worst thing ever. Everyone's gonna laugh at me.
Yeah.
And I got there's just everyone they assumed I had some learning disability. I was just very slow at processing things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the cool thing about learning that when you're young is that you end up how do you say it? You end up kind of understanding your study techniques and what you need to do. You have to understand that you have to push it more than anyone else.
Yeah, and did any of that affect your mental health in a way? Like people constantly like looking down on you, saying like, "Oh, he's like kind of slower than everyone else."
I mean, in a way, I was very young, so
Hmm.
in a way, I didn't really care that much. I think it's when you get older, you starts affecting you. When you're
Yeah,
young, you're just kind of like you float with the boat. So everyone else is like, "Oh, you're dumb and stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm dumb and stupid then."
I am
Because
stupid.
yeah, it is what it is. They're like, "You're gonna become a janitor at seventh grade." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm not gonna make the seventh grade." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool."
But look where you're at now. You
Honestly, it's just I
far
think it's I,
improvement.
I think it's I think it's just high school and college is where I ended up really
Mm-hmm.
pushing it, really understanding that I could be more.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's like actually the best time in to do it in
Well,
college.
that's where high school and college is like the time where you kind of figure yourself out and you
Mhm.
understand start learning to understand yourself a lot more and how the world works.
Yeah. Like for me, now that I'm in college, I'd say in high school I didn't try as much. I was more focused on like social friendships and stuff. But in college, I've definitely received more academic pressure on myself. But
Mhm.
I did in high school as well. I just chose to ignore it. I was like, from like parents always like, where's your grades at or whatever. Like I remember in middle school when you guys told me that grades didn't matter. So I took it literally and I
Oh
got
no, I took
all
that literally in the eighth grade too.
uh-huh.
I had like five Fs and two Ds.
And our dad had no idea. Once
I
that
know
report
we try to
card,
hide the report card in like
we straight up
the
went to
car.
the mailbox and we ran with the report cards and tried to hide it as much as possible. But it was very obvious because when we were looking into the mailbox, my dad saw us running. He was like, "What? Where's your grades?" So it
No,
was very
I
bad.
remember he pulls out the report card. He looks at our my grades. Like, why'd you
Yeah,
guys get this and all this? And then you just go. You tell him. And Alan told me that junior high didn't matter.
I mean,
And
yeah.
yeah, and then he yelled at me. He's just like,
Like I think like other people deal with like if they were to be in that same situation, they would have gotten far more trouble. And
it
like, yeah.
depends. I feel like it just depends on the family. There's a lot of people who don't end up getting in trouble for like
Yeah.
NDs or Fs. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have like real academic pressure from parents, and some
Yeah.
do have a lot of
Yeah. But I'd say like now that I'm in college and like I don't have parents with me, like I'm on my own, I put more academic pressure on myself now. Like I
but
think I constantly need to do better. Like getting a job, doing 5 classes, and then next semester getting a job as well and trying to get into an impacted major. I'm like, I have to get all A's, even though I don't. And obviously, I don't think it's gonna be possible next semester. But like, yeah, it definitely has affected my mental in a way, like learning how to live alone, learning how to do school and a job at the same time. Cause I actually realized I haven't done like physical school in like 2.5 years. So I was like, whatever. Like
I think that's a lot of
part-time
kids.
job. Yeah, I was like part-time job and physical school. No problem. I'll put 15 hours into my schedule. The first week I died. I was like, oh no, this is way harder. Like my mental was going down. So I was like, I need to cut my hours. Like that was it affected my mental a lot though.
Yeah.
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 How would you
That's
say your college academic pressure is like currently or during your career, I guess?
I could say that I do push myself sometimes too much.
Yeah.
So if I get like a bad grade or something, I really like I think the
That's
problem is I
good.
put too much on myself. So if I get like a bad exam grade or something, I
Mm-hmm.
really like, I like hate myself for it. I get like pissed
Yeah,
off.
me
Like,
too.
it ruins like my whole week.
It's like overthinking is also really bad in college. It's like you're
But
never
the thing
really
is
getting
like
a
that's my
break.
balance because underthinking is also very bad as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because then you're just like, oh, okay, I got it. That's
No,
no big deal. I'll raise it up. No pressure.
yeah, and like me and Alan have talked about this. Like we're not the smartest people, so like for us, or at least for me, I actually have to study way more to be average than an average person.
Oh man, that's my whole life right there. That's starting since preschool.
Yeah, because like I know some people who are just like, yeah, this is easy to me. Like I can get an A. I don't need to study. Like
Some
study, who
people,
does that? I was like, if I do what you're doing, I'd get an F.
yeah,
Like,
same here. Game over. Just
yeah.
call it quits.
But like for the people who do think it's easy, like that's really good for you. Like
The good
that's
thing is that I learned that when I was at a younger age.
like
I knew
well,
that I was a slow processor, so at least then I like had signals. Okay, maybe I need something more than this guy, even though I really don't want to.
yeah, for those people who relate, like, yeah, but for the people who are actually really good, I feel like just don't let yourself see that as a bad thing. That's actually really superior. Like don't make that seem really bad because I think it's really good. The next question: do you feel like being pressured is better for you, or do you think it actually makes you worse off? Like, would you rather have academic pressure on you, or would you think you did better without it? Like out the window.
I'd like pressure.
Really, like
Yeah, I like
to a certain
someone
extent,
pushing.
though.
Yeah, I like someone pushing me. I
Hmm.
like the idea that I don't know. They think like there's like, oh, you have a lot of potential. I'm like, if you can help me get there, then why not, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say no to that.
Yeah, I think academic pressure to a certain extent because I know I've spoken with a lot of students and their parents are actually really strict, or like some people are in different
Well,
situations.
yeah, there's a balance. You can't like push it to over the rink or something like that, and then you
Yeah.
have to think about other stuff too.
There's also people who are probably like in financial troubles with college because college is not cheap. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I know
And like
that.
if FAFSA doesn't cover you, like, and you have like a family to support and you have outside problems, it's definitely gonna affect you way more. And then you have like people relying on you to get good grades and get money at the same time. Like that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like for me, I don't have someone pushing me. I push myself to do that, but I can't even imagine like having like a parent push me like that because it happened in high school, but now I'm on my own. So like I kind of got fortunate with that.
For me, I still had dad pushing me. Been
Yeah.
pushing me since high school. Like junior high, I didn't give a crap, and
Yeah,
then
but you
elementary,
don't
didn't give a
work
crap.
technically, so that's pretty good. Like,
Not anymore. Yeah.
and like we're not really as forced to as other people who are in like
No,
more
but he
financial
pushes me
troubles.
for sure. I feel like he pushes me more than yeah, he definitely pushes me a lot.
Yeah,
He
like
expects a lot, but I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad
I'd say for like the viewers, I'd put it in perspective. Like without academic pressure, I don't think I'd be pushing it at all. Like I think I'd just be like, whatever, like B's, C's, yeah, I don't need that. But
thing. Yeah.
like, and it's not the best way. So I'd rather have that pressure on me because it makes me push myself to do better. Because without it, I just be straight up relaxing, not caring. Yeah. And like, especially since I'm in an impacted major, which is business, like they require you to have a minimum of a 3.0 just to get in. So it's like that puts more pressure on me and it makes me work harder, which is good to a certain extent. Like I feel bad for like nursing majors who are like you have to have like a 3.9. Like that's super hard and like for the courses they have to take, that's a lot of academic pressure.
Oh, okay. There's a secret to that. just go to the kinesiology major and take all the prerequisites and everything. You do the same thing. You'll end up going to nursing. You're just fine.
Yeah, I'd
That's
say
that's a
it's still
secret.
hard though. Like
That's a
college in
secret though.
general.
No, that's a secret to like college admissions. It's easier to get into a kin program than it is to get a nursing.
Yeah, and apparently from Alan's like college experiences, get like doing a kinesiology major can also get you a nursing job
Oh yeah, no, yeah, of
without
course.
having to do like all those requisites
Well,
and
you do them. You still have to do them,
but
but at
not as
least
hard as the actual nursing major.
I wouldn't say that either. I'd
Mm,
say it's just less like you could take more fun classes,
yeah.
which
But
is
like
like something you're more excited about than going to nursing. Oh, I do this like do this all day. Like you're gonna hate it.
that's true. And then like 80 apparently 87% of like college students deal with mental health issues. Like academic pressure just makes it worse. Yeah. And then also like how do you feel about academic pressure being placed on us as like a society at whole or large? Like or like it's kind of like you have to go to college, you have to get good grades. How do you feel about that pressure on you constantly?
I mean, for me, I kind of put that on myself already, knowing that I can't really make it outside without a degree. Because I don't know, I don't have connections like that. I don't know if I'm built for that,
Mm,
being honest.
I think like in a way society makes us think that we can't do anything without a degree when you actually can't. Like there's millionaires out there without degrees.
That's
Like
like that's a good small percentage.
yeah, but they're like I think you actually can get one.
Yeah,
It's
of course. Yeah,
it's definitely way more difficult, but there is a possibility.
yeah. It's not impossible. It's just harder, and it's
It
just
is
you
way
have to really
harder.
work for it. I think it's a lot harder than college route.
Yeah. But like those who don't do the college route don't have to deal with the things that come with it.
Yeah, some people are
The
just
amount of
not meant for
pressure,
like
exhaustion, money,
yeah. No
college
one,
rate.
not everyone's meant to go to college, which is
Mhm.
like that should be more
College,
emphasized in high school.
yeah.
But like I feel like high school's kind of like wants people to go to college because it just makes them look a lot better.
Yeah, like high schools are really like push, like they really push you to go to college and they kind of make it seem like that's the only way
Yeah, like
to
Samuel Lake Academy.
become successful.
They're like it's like a statistic. They're like, oh, 98% of our students go to college. Like
Like you have to go
they're
to
gonna keep pushing
college.
it. They're gonna keep pushing that. Like because then you're
I
gonna
think
hurt the
that's
ratings, you're
wrong.
gonna hurt everything. That's like
Yeah. And if you're in like that 2%, they make it seem like a bad thing. Like,
yeah, it's like oh
oh,
shit,
like
like
you're
our
not going
ratings are
to
going
college?
our ratings are
Oh,
our ratings are going down. Oh no.
yeah. It's and like the way they like some colleges do it or high school, sorry, like where you have to go up. Like in our high school, like at the end of your senior career, you actually have to go on stage and say what college you're going to. And like those people who are like, I'm not going to college, like everyone kind of gives them that look like, you're not going to college?
Oh,
Like,
it's
what
also the way
the?
they say it is kind of funny too. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
travel around the world. Like,
that's
damn, you got
actually fun.
I know, but you got money for that?
I'm like, respect though. Like, there's also ways to travel like with a
Yeah,
budget though. You just have to be
yeah.
really smart about it. Yeah. I like, there's a lot of
I
academic.
feel like a lot of kids look at that like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, that's a dream right there.
I
Also,
wish I could travel
like,
around the world.
and then for next topic, I'd say since we both switched majors, and there are a lot of people who do switch majors in college, like how do you feel about the academic pressure about switching? Because I know when I first switched, I was stressing, my mental health was going down. I
Oh
felt like
yeah,
it was the
easily.
end of the world.
The thing was like, honestly, the stupid thing about that,
Yeah.
I switched it like fast and did it. I did it. I thought about it in a day. Actually, this is the funny part.
Really?
Oh no, I thought about it over. Like I've always
Yeah,
thought
just
about it,
one
right?
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about it like for like 3 years, like whether this major was good for me.
Hmm.
I did for 2 years, sat at college. It wasn't too bad, right? It was like newspapers, all that. Once I got to university level, I think I overworked myself too. Like you only had to do like 3 papers, and like
Hmm.
I did like 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, I forgot that I was going to meet the other requirement,
Hmm.
which is like two other like articles or something like that, and you have to put it on the newspaper. Yeah, I missed that requirement, so I'm like, oh shit, screwed up. But
Yeah.
I'm all like, once I really thought about it, I'm like, if I do this the rest of my life, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah, I think it's
Like this
better
kind
to
of
switch
sucks.
earlier.
And also like the success rate's like really small.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like gonna start off like 30,000. 30,000 is nothing. It's like you get a McDonald's job
I
and
feel
you
like
can
that's
make
a lot for
30,000.
some people though. Like,
Yeah, you can make thirty
gotta think
thousand.
about that.
So I'm all like, it's not really the life I want. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, if I'm the success, will I see my family? No, not really. I'm like, oh, okay, like this kind of sucks. This
Yeah,
is an awful route.
yeah.
So
Like,
I thought about that over a day. I switched majors in the same day. I actually
wow,
spammed the
that's
email. I
great.
spammed email one of the counselors. I'm like, I want to switch majors and I
Yeah.
want to go to kinesiology.
Yeah, for me it was a little more difficult because like in my school, like the major I wanted to get into, it's like you don't actually get to just go into it. Like that's not how it works. You have to actually do prereqs and then sign up to get into it. And if you meet the GPA or like at least have like a higher GPA, you can get in, but there's no actual like it's not 100%. Like you
Mine,
can not make it and do your prereqs, which is crazy. So it was a lot of pressure on me. I was like, what if I like go into this major and actually fail? Like, what do I do now? Like, then I'm gonna have to stay in college for more than 4 years, which is something I don't like. I didn't even want to go into college. Like 4 years and more, like it's not the way I want to do it. So it's just like, what if I switch and I fail? Like that means I have to stay for like 6 years. And it's like, what am I gonna do next? What major do I want? Like the fail rate, and then like the family is like once they hear like, oh, she didn't get in, like all that pressure on me was like, whoa, like, do I really want to do this? Like I knew deep inside I wanted to do business, but that pressure placed on me, well, it made it way more difficult. And I'd say, like, from my experience, now that I'm actually in doing the prereqs, it's actually a lot better. Like, it's the best decision I've ever made. So if you want to switch majors, I'd say like talk to like counselors, advisors, and see if it really is for you. And
yeah.
I think it's better to switch earlier than later, or else you're gonna have to be in college for longer and you're gonna
That's
have
the
to
thing.
pay
I don't think
more.
that's a problem that I don't like. Is like people emphasize that. Oh, I'll stay in college for like a year or two longer. It's like that. Like, no. I
Yeah, they
mean,
make it seem bad, but for me, like it's just a personal preference. Like I
yeah.
really don't like school. Like it's
Well, yeah.
I hate school with a passion, but like I think college is a little easier for me.
I think college is a lot better than high school.
It is. Like for me, oh, high school was just lots. I learned a lot. I was like in like dealing with other things that was unfortunate.
I was only there for 2 years, so but yeah, it was the worst.
And you
Glad
can
only two.
explain that. How did you only do high school in 2 years for those who are not aware? Like
It's
that,
low.
that's
I
even
don't know.
possible.
It's low personal right there. It's
What?
a lot of drama that came into that. But
Oh, oh, I'm talking about the process, not the
oh,
like, how is it possible to only do high school for 2 years?
yeah, I took the thing. Okay, so I
Yeah,
was
I
like going
wasn't
for a lot in
okay.
high school,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that, but I saw this thing called the California High Schools a proficiency exam or something like that, right? I'm
Yeah,
like, oh crap, this is my way out. I'm like, I get
yeah,
out of this school. I get out of this like the thing is like so I applied for the test. I told my dad I'm gonna take this test.
yeah,
My dad's like, you're not passing that thing. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? But why not give it a try, right? He's like, yeah, you know
yeah.
what? That's fair enough.
Never know if you don't ever try.
And I told every kid in school I'm going to college
Mhm.
next year. I'm going to college next year. I'm not gonna be here anymore. They're like, huh?
Like, how's that? A lot of people, like, I didn't even know that was even
No,
possible.
no, no. Everyone's like, how? I'm all like, I'm gonna
Like,
take this
yeah,
test. You know, I passed it.
like that's a thing.
I told my friend
Like,
Anthony.
yeah,
He's all like, you're not gonna pass that thing. Get out of here.
that's
I'm like, you
like
know what?
it's
Why
so
not give it a try,
difficult.
right? I
Uh-huh.
I I studied for that. I bought the textbook. It was like what, $50
Mhm.
online textbook. I did all the questions and everything.
Yeah.
And then I took the test. Well, the big mistake I made is that I took so long in the math and English part.
Yeah.
Once I got to the essay, I only had 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah, you gotta go fast.
I did a 2 page essay in 5 minutes.
That is crazy. That's actually next level right there. I can't even do that. I
No,
could
I'm just
free write,
like,
but
well, I do that. I did that in high school a lot, anyways. But I didn't think I was gonna pass that portion just because it was like well sloppy as like just writing.
I feel like that's like a lot of pressure on your back too. Like people it's like assume
I
you're
was
gonna fail. And like, but like with that pressure, you think it actually made you do way better though?
Well,
Or do you think it
no.
didn't have an effect at all? Like you never really cared what they
I
said?
think I could have done a lot better. If I got a 4 out of
About
5
it?
on the essay, I would have gotten a 5 out of 5, but I actually like had time to do it.
You think you would have done better without the pressure though, or with it?
I think without it in that situation.
Really? That's interesting.
But what's it called?
Yeah.
Okay, that essay, I like totally. I'd say I BS'd it, right? I'm like,
But
okay,
like
this is
you passed.
the question was, what is
Mhm.
the meaning of success? The first thing I thought, okay, billionaire, Bill Gates. Okay,
Oh,
now I
well,
need a second example.
I mean, everyone has a different definition.
Yeah, no, but I'm like, okay. So I
Hmm.
had to make something up. I'm like, you know what? My friend Anthony, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so what do I say? Like, he's like kind of big. He's like 230 pounds. I'm like, why don't I make the story up that he's at 275 and that he lost 130 pounds? And I'm like, you know what?
Not
Perfect.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Perfect. My imagination's helping me right now.
Hmm.
So I compared, I'm like, if this guy can lose this amount of weight in like 7 months, you can do it too.
Yeah. I think like overall though, like school in general causes a lot of mental health with the pressure placed on us.
Yeah,
Like especially for those who have problems financially.
yeah,
Like after I heard like FAFSA might not cover me, I like finally got to experience it kind of not actually firsthand because it might not be true, but like just the feeling already, like the pressure, like
yeah.
now I have to pay for school and like summer courses and do a job and work and do school. Like I'm like, holy, like those who are doing that right now, like big props to you. Like that is huge. Like that's amazing. I don't know how you're doing it. I'm very grateful that I don't have to. Yeah. I think what'd you say is your like definition of academic pressure?
Definition of academic
Like
pressure.
what do you think it is in your mind?
I don't really know how to define that, being real with you.
I'd say academic pressure is like something that makes you feel like you're forced to do good academically, like in classes, like grade wise. Like the definition I have is on here from Google, not from me, is an experience in which a student is burdened by the demand of time and energy to achieve specific academic goals. Yeah,
I
I
think that
think
explains it perfectly.
that's actually like a perfect definition. That's what it is. Yeah, there's a lot of academic pressure placed. And then the last question I have for you is, what do you think we should do to lower the academic pressure placed on us? Like,
Um, say probably lower the standards for some,
mm-hmm.
but not too much to where it's like, oh, okay, like you need a 2.0 to go to this nursing program. Like, okay, that's a little too, you know what I mean? I think
Too
just find a
little.
balance. Like, lower it, but like also like make it reasonable.
I think like the grading system should be changed too, for me at least. Cause like I don't like how like your efforts sometimes don't reflect your score. Like you could try super hard and like wait, like do 24 hours of this homework assignment. You turn it in and it's like, oh, F. Like, what the heck did I just do that for? And like it gives an incentive to cheat because
I
like
heard in
this,
other countries,
yeah.
like there's like I don't know if this is true,
Mm-hmm.
but like there's like the grading system's like different. It's like 0 to 20%, it's like an F, right? 20 to
Yeah.
40, the D, and then like just going from there.
Oh,
See, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, that's if I had like a 60%, I'd still pass.
that's actually crazy.
I feel like that makes it too easy. Low key, that makes school too easy though.
Yeah. I think they
I mean,
should
that's
also like give us more time on assignments too. Because like
yeah,
we have other priorities out there. And like as college students, we feel kind of forced to put school as a priority over the others, like over your mental health too. Like there
yeah.
are
They
times where I
I
do.
don't like that they say like don't put it over mental health, but I'm more like you can't really put your mental health first if you have to turn something in.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it doesn't make sense.
Like,
And like
okay, yeah, your mental health is like the bottom of the list right now.
without your mental, like if your mental health is bad and your motivation is gone, that kind of ruins the whole thing, like whole
Yeah,
college experience, you know? Like it makes you do worse actually.
yeah,
So I think like focusing on your mental health should be your priority, if anything, and
yeah.
then focus on school and do the best that you can. Yeah, I do not like how they do that though. And I think they should give us more time so that we can do other priorities as well as like try as hard as we can to get a better grade as well. Because I think the more time we have, the better we'll do on assignments. Or like even if people procrastinate, like let's be real. A lot of people already do that. That's general knowledge. But would you rather have someone procrastinate and just like cheat or like do the worst job ever? Or would you have someone procrastinate and actually learn something from it and get an A? Like, let's
I
be
agree.
real. I think the main goal of school or for any teachers or professors should be to get the student to learn something. Like if they walk out of your classroom and have an A and didn't learn shit or didn't learn anything, what the heck is the point?
Also,
Like,
the society puts success over
yeah, like
knowledge
what's the
when it
point?
comes to that. That's school, though. They
Yeah,
put
like
success over like knowledge.
yeah, like what's the goal? What's your goal right there? Like what are you
I feel like
trying to
that's
do?
bad the other way around too. It's like, oh, I got a C, but like I learned a lot. Like I got a C. Like my GPA sucks now.
That's why I kind of
Yeah,
that's actually true. I didn't
yeah.
see it that
Like that's the other
perspective.
way. Like that's terrible too.
Yeah. That is true. But I also think like for homeworks, this is a random idea I made. Like for homeworks, I think that's like a way for us to actually make mistakes and then learn and like actually pass through the exam. But for homeworks, if we're gonna make a mistake and get points off for it, it's like you're not even allowed to make a single mistake. That's like you only have one chance and that's it. Like that's awful. Like for me, I for my English class, I like how they give us multiple opportunities, which is better because you actually improve and learn something. But like if I get like one question wrong in like other classes, it's like, oh, points off, your grade can go down. Like that's it. Like now you like more pressure on you to actually get the correct answer. When that's already placed on you with homeworks and then like a big exam comes, it's like, what the heck? Like, and some people don't even get to learn from their mistakes when doing homework because you already got points off of it, I guess. And they don't give you the solution or like give you time to improve and change your answer, you know?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Or would you rather see it like how would you
Uh,
academic pressure could be lowered?
I don't know about the homework part.
Really? Why? Explain.
Homework,
Yeah,
you
like
get an answer wrong. I mean,
you rather have points off for just getting an answer wrong and not getting the opportunity to change it for a better grade?
I feel like there is a better way to do that. Like you can
How
like yeah,
so?
you get it wrong, and then like maybe you get like half your points back or something like that. That's a lot better than just because then like if you have too much room to make a mistake, you have too much room to make a mistake, then it becomes like
Oh, you're
you
right. Like
become
some
more
the
like
pressure is too low.
yeah.
Like you don't try as hard.
I
I
feel like the whole point of school is to like as much as people don't want to say it, it's to like weed out the dumb kids. Like let's be
well,
real, that's kind of the case. It's to weed out like the really dumb kids so they can't make it, or like to weed out the people who like don't have enough time for that.
really.
That's that's kind of the I'm pretty sure that's like general law knowledge of a lot of kids now. They
I didn't
kind of
see.
like I've
I
asked my
don't know.
classmates and everything. Everyone kind of knows what school's about now.
I think you can really make it if you really put your efforts into it
Yeah,
though.
that's the point. But like you have to put effort. The whole point is like no, I'm talking about like dumb kids. I'm not saying you like stupid or anything.
Or like
I'm
just
saying the
ones that
people who
don't
don't have
try
enough time to do it,
or
like
like
the
don't
people
put
who like don't
effort.
have enough like book smarts to actually get through it.
Ah, yeah. Like it's really difficult for some,
Yeah,
especially like specific majors. There are majors that are kind of easier out there, which is good.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
I mean, hopefully you get a job with that too.
it's like,
That's a nice add on.
yes, for like viewers, how do you feel about this? Uh,
Kinesiology?
kinesiology, where'd that come from?
Well, what are you talking about?
No, I just feel like for viewers, like how do you feel about like the homework strat like that I just said? Like, do you agree with Alan more, or like would you rather suggest something else?
Uh
Is there like other ways you would lower academic pressure, or do you feel like academic pressure is fine the way it is, I guess, for everyone? Because like this is just our experience. For academic pressure, everyone kind of has like a different deals with it differently, maybe even a different definition. I don't know. Like I just like I just want to hear other perspectives because you guys can learn from us. We can learn from you. It's just different. Yeah. Anything else you want to add on to the podcast? How do you feel about our experiences? Do you feel like you got something out of it, or would you get something out of it from other people?
I feel like I'd get something out of it from other people.
Yeah, like you get to learn more about someone's different like perspective, I guess, and
Yeah.
gain more knowledge. Yeah, me too. Like anyone who's listening out there, if you want to comment anything about our podcast or academic pressure in general, we'd love to hear it. I'd love to read your comments to learn more or like add more and see if you agree or disagree with me. Like no one's wrong here. Like don't be shy. But yeah, that sums up the whole podcast. So thank you for listening and hope to hear what you guys comment. See ya. Bye.